This is Rocky Mountain National Park in the beautiful state of Colorado. We just moved to Colorado and we want to explore the whole thing. I'm Colin.
And I'm Sara.
And welcome to this, the first episode of Cruisin' Colorado, where we explore Rocky Mountain National Park and one of its gateway towns, the beautiful little town of Estes Park. It's going to be fun, so why don't you cruise with us?
This is Highway 34. It starts in the city of Loveland, Colorado, and winds along the Big Thompson River through the Big Thompson River Canyon to Estes Park. This beautiful drive passes a place that we've been meaning to check out, the Dam Store, named for its proximity to a man-made dam just upriver. It's a neat gift shop that still gets a lot of visitors, even in COVID times.
It has all the things you'd expect from a gift shop in Colorado, and after briefly looking around at their stuff, we took them up on their offer to get a free view of the dam and its waterfalls from the viewing tower just outside.
If you want to climb the tower, just know that it definitely has a rickety feel to it, but in warmer months, probably has a pretty neat view.
Our expedition in this video happened in March, so as you can see, the river is mostly frozen, making it so there were no falls today. After we left the dam store, we enjoyed the super fun drive up 34. This highway was built in 1903 and, even in the winter months, is breathtaking.
Off the side of the highway, it's not uncommon to see bighorn sheep and mountain goats up on the cliffs, along with other wildlife. The occasional cars parked along the side belong to hikers, bikers, and fishermen out enjoying the nature. Get your texting and emails out of the way before making this drive, though, because passage through this canyon robs you of any cell signal until you get into Estes Park city limits.
The steep cliff walls of the canyon give way to a beautiful view as you enter Estes. The town of just under 6,000,
as of the 2010 census,
is surrounded on all sides by attractive and dynamic landscapes. There is definitely a distinctive feel about this town that has the vibe of how you might feel at a Disneyland attraction, like the landscape here was designed by someone.
It feels almost impossible that this level of beauty and charm occurred naturally. Before becoming Estes Park, the valley was home to the Arapaho in the summer months, where they trap buffalo and even eagles to get their coveted feathers for the headdresses. They often clashed with the Apache and Ute tribes, who were there for the same thing. The town's namesake, Joel Estes, founded the town in 1859, and it wasn't always the peaceful place we enjoyed today. In an argument between two tour guides in the area, Jim Nugent, known as Rocky Mountain Jim, was shot in the head with a shotgun, dying of the wound several months later in September of 1874. Due to insufficient witness accounts, his killer, Griff Evans, was acquitted on all charges.
So no visit to Estes Park can be complete without at least stopping by the Stanley Hotel. This hotel is famous for its relationship to The Shining by Stephen King. Stephen King stayed in room 217 in this hotel, and this hotel also served as the exterior for the miniseries, not the original. The original was the Timberline in Oregon. That was the original exterior Overlook Hotel, but this is the inspiration for the Overlook Hotel and The Shining itself.
We'll come back to Estes Park later, but we still had daylight, so we wanted to take in some of the views in Rocky Mountain National Park.
A day in the park will cost you $25, but we bought our America the Beautiful pass at the front gate, which set us back $80, but grants us access to any national park in the country for the following year. Estes is one of several gateways into the massive national park, and it houses the headquarters as well. The park itself is here because of Enos Mills. Mills was an avid conservationist who preserved almost 1,000 square miles of the Rockies, allowing the national park to be dedicated in 1915.
And man, it is easy to see why Mills was so passionate about his conservation efforts. A short drive into the park revealed one of the most breathtaking viewpoints we've ever seen. Known as a 14er, Long's Peak sits alongside its twin, Mount Meeker. And it's called a 14er because its peak is higher than 14,000 feet.
Long's Peak is 14,259 feet. It's a square top.
This section of the park looks a little more like the high desert territories of where I used to live in Central Oregon. But as we drove toward our turnaround point at the Bear Lake Trailhead, the road was flanked on both sides by lodgepole pines and snowbanks. Visiting the park in winter makes one imagine just how beautiful it is here in the warmer months, but we didn't have to imagine, as we visited here in the warmer months, and it's not at all disappointing.
Join us right here on Cruisin' Colorado and hit that notification bell for future videos filmed right here in the national park during spring, summer, and fall. We reached the Bear Lake Trailhead, which is the gateway to unbelievable adventures. Whether it's just a day hike or a week-long camping expedition, snowshoeing, or cross-country skiing, lifelong memories are made beyond this entrance.
As we pulled in to step out of the car, stretch, and get some still shots of the towering Rockies, we even briefly chatted with a dude that had just finished telemarking in the wilderness of the Rocky Mountain National Park. He was super cool, and I sheepishly admitted that I had never skied anywhere that didn't have a ski lift. Maybe we'll give it a try for a video one day. Maybe that's something they'd like to see.
Let us know in the comments.
We then decided it was time to return to Estes Park for dinner and drinks. The views in the park only got more beautiful as the sun was getting lower in the sky and into what we photographers call golden hour. The contrast on the rocks brought even more definition to the landscape, along with added saturation that made it feel like the park was bragging.
Like we said, this isn't our first trip to Rocky Mountain National Park, nor will it be our last, as it's such a massive place and every season brings its own beauty. So the brevity of today's visit didn't bother us at all. We'll be back.
Back down in Estes Park, we realized just how many of the people we encountered on the way to the park were visitors just like us. Presumably, it was because it was a Sunday evening. Most of the kitschy gift shops were closed for the night, and almost all the people had left, leaving Estes Park natives to enjoy their town.
One shop that had not closed was the Ore Cart, which is a neat rock shop right on Elkhorn Avenue, the main drag. Here you can select intact geodes to be broken in half, revealing the crystals inside. We figured if we went big and the rock felt lighter than the others, we would get a good one, and the strategy seemed to work because even the gentleman who helped us was blown away.
Cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, we did good.
Oh, that's so cool.
We did real good. Wow. Oh, these are great.
We had intended to dine at one of the best places in town, the Wapiti Colorado Pub, as its reviews are fantastic, but learned that it was among the businesses who opted to close early. So we found ourselves at the Grub Steak, which performs equally well on Google. An interesting item on the menu was a shrimp and cheese wrap that you'd be more likely to find on the menu at an Asian cuisine establishment than a place that's known for its wild game like elk and bison meat. But the waiter, who was super nice and very attentive, said it was super good. He was right, huh?
Yeah, we loved them.
It's messy, but it's good. Holy crap. A lot of flavor.
After that, we shared a mushroom Swiss burger with beef.
We aren't brave enough for the wild game yet.
It wasn't the best burger we've ever had, but it was quite good, and all of their menu was very fairly priced. While we were waiting for dinner, we learned that Estes Park suffered a catastrophic flood as a result of a dam failure in 1982, and it caused all kinds of damage. 30 million cubic feet of water rushed through, causing $31 million in damage, which is $85 million today, and it killed 3 people. Another flood came through in 2013, causing a bunch of damage to roads leading in and out of town and rupturing a sewage line that dumped a bunch of raw sewage into the Big Thompson River. After dinner, we skipped dessert and we decided we wanted to get one more look at the Stanley at night. Pro tip: if you want to get aerial footage of the Stanley, just know that they don't take too kindly to it apparently.
So we politely packed it up and smiled, knowing that we had had a great day filming for our first video for Cruise in Colorado.
So that was our day at first the Rocky Mountain National Park, and then a little bit of hanging out in Estes Park. We learned that they shut down pretty early, at least on a Sunday night when this was recorded. But we still managed to fit in a great dinner, and we're ending up right back where we started at what was the name of this hotel?
Stanley.
The Stanley Hotel, the Shining Hotel. So if you made it this far, that means you watched the entire video, and we super appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And if you really enjoyed hanging out and cruising with us today, don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe to see more videos.
And if you want to receive a notification for any other video that we did, you can hit that bell button too. Otherwise, get in the comments and let us know what it is you'd like for us to film next. It'll help us do better content and also see cooler stuff about our new state if you help us out and let us know what it is you want to see. Thanks again for watching, and thanks again for cruising.
Bye. The town of just under 6,000.
Oh, that was my line. Go.